What's up, my dudes? Valkyrja, and today I'm going to be tackling a topic that basically I've seen come up quite a bit. I'm going to have quite a surprising take on it, and it's something that I kind of want to talk about. Like, is Hoyo lazy? Is Hoyo just copying designs? But basically, it's the making 5-star versions of 4 stars, and just making the 5-star version almost a one-to-one copy, just straight up better. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and my stance is actually going to surprise a lot of you guys, and I'm probably going to end up defending Hoyo on most of the design decision in this, and it's more so due to the simplicity of Genshin itself, and the simplicity of characters in Genshin rather than, I think, stifling creative design. Because while I'm going on this video, I want you to keep in the back of your head, I want you to try to think. You have the ability to make a Genshin character. First we have to define what a Genshin character is comprised of. Constellations don't count because constellations are for the top 1%, so we're going to ignore them. We're going to talk about the skills, really, because all characters have normal attacks with some very few discrepancies, or very few differences between them. A lot of characters share very similar normal attacks, so we're going to kind of ignore it. Like, she has Breakthrough Bar, very small, unique ability solely to her, but for the most part, characters tend to have almost the exact same normal attacks across the board. So then we're going to talk about the skill and ult, which are really what define the character and what the character can do. You have a skill, an ult, and 2 passives to make your character. Basically, 4 things make up a character in Genshin Impact. Of course, you have elemental reactions, all sorts of stuff, but you have essentially 4 things that you can do to make up a character. So now I want you to think of a character that does not break the mechanics of the game, does not add anything new, that still plays by the rules of Genshin set forth by the prior characters, but is a completely original kit with original abilities. You're going to find yourself, some of you will be able to do it, but you're going to find it's pretty hard. It's actually pretty hard to do it. You could make characters that have transformation ults that turn into like different weapons that do different things, but then you're just Raiden our child. You're very similar to those two. So no matter what, you're going to have some form of kit overlap with other kits. That's just kind of how it works. And today I want to talk about the most egregious examples of kit overlaps between Yelan Xingqiu, Edo Noel, and Ganyu Amber. Now, a lot of people are going to say, what about Sucrose Kazuha? I think they do 2 completely different things. You're able to think that they do the exact same thing. You're more than welcome to, because on face value they do. They do very similar things, but in practicality they function entirely differently. So while they are the same visually, in practice, they're completely different characters excelling at different things. But Yelan Xingqiu, Edo Noel, and Amber Ganyu play very similarly, and basically they're what I want to talk about. Because I don't inherently see an issue with having upgraded versions of units, having 5-star versions of 4 stars, because I think having more than one access to a playstyle is kind of cool, and it gives more people more options. For example, what if you don't like Yelan? What if you're not into the whole waifu collector and you want Xingqiu? You want the playstyle, but you don't want it to be a waifu. Well, Xingqiu's there for you. What if you played as Noelle, you think it's a really fun playstyle, but you wish she did more damage and you wanted her to be your primary DPS and you just really enjoyed the playstyle? Well, there's Edo. What if you want Amber to be useful? Well, there's Ganyu. So, so there's options for basically everyone to go ahead and play and have a good time and play their game their way. This game is very casual, and it's shown in just the very simplistic design of the characters themselves. And you'll be able to basically just, make it whatever you want it to be. So I think that's basically it. It's really just simply there's not enough depth in Genshin currently without them adding entirely new mechanics to warrant extremely unique kits. It's really that simple. Whenever you really break it down, a lot of characters function very similarly. You either have 1 or 2 types of characters really in Genshin. You have your Arataki Idos and your Noels, where they just want to stay on the field and deal lots of Unga Bunga damage. Then you have characters like Xingqiu, Venti, Yelan, Bennett, etc., all these other characters that press their skill, press their ult, and swap out. That's real. If you want to break Genshin down to the bare minimum, that's really what it breaks down to. Your character is going to end up being in one of those two, and if they don't, then you get stuff like Yamiko, who tries to be both and ends up failing. So you end up with really weird and clunky kits if they don't adhere to one of those two roles. Those are kind of the roles that have been broken down into for Genshin. So there's not a whole lot of complexity in the design of the characters in Genshin because the game itself doesn't allow for it without massively changing the way a lot of things work. And they also have to have synergy with existing characters, so like I said, they tend to fall in just one of the two roles. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. You're more than welcome to disagree with me on this, because if you guys feel that it's just lazy design and all that, then I see where you're coming from. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I do see where you're coming from, because it's very easy to just slap that label on and kind of assume that. And if that's the case, if I'm just wrong and they're just being lazy, then I'm wrong. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on this one, because everything else is so damn polished in this game. Why wouldn't the characters be too? So, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys all for watching, and if you guys can come up with a really creative kit under the rules and that fit in the world of Genshin, let me know. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.